Welcome. I'm Cindy Wolk-Weiss, and thanks for joining me today as I discuss how to renew our spirits in uncertain times. These can be highly charged emotional times that we're living in, and it may be helpful to know that we as humans have this negativity bias. It's been really helpful in our evolution, keeps us alive. And our minds are almost like Velcro, where this negativity just sticks to it. And on the other hand, the mind can be like Teflon when it comes to positivity. It just flows off. So knowing this, we can be more mindful to our own mind states and increase our emotional agility to be with ourselves in our fullness with great compassion. So I invite you now to become just a bit curious about what your emotions are telling you, because I'm sure you're experiencing a lot of different emotions just like I am. There may be a whole lot of emotions arising throughout your day as we deal with this pandemic and the unknown of what life will be like in the future. So I'd like to share a quote from Viktor Frankl with you. Between stimuli and response, there is a space. And within that space is our power to choose. In that choice lies our growth and freedom. What I find helpful is to pause when I recognize a strong emotion arising. I recognize the emotion and label it. Fear is a very common one now. At times we present with anger, but if you sit with it just for a bit and breathe, you'll probably notice it as fear. So you may choose to bring acceptance to this. It's just an unpleasant feeling. We can change our relationship to it. When we have aversion just locks it in. Honoring it and recognizing it and allowing it to be there just because it is allows it to flow through. So asking yourself with a gentle inquiry, how am I relating to this mind state that I'm experiencing in this moment? What is my attitude? Perhaps statements such as, I'm noticing that I'm feeling sad, or I'm just really stressed out. Labeling, this is overwhelm, this is loneliness. Loneliness tells you that connection is important to you. So what are some ways that you can create to connect to others? How are you handling the unknown? Perhaps you're noticing the urge to keep going on social media, constantly scanning Twitter and Facebook feeds. Why? Why does distraction help us? Does it really help you? Does it really make you feel better? Are your actions serving you? Do this with kindness. Do this gentle inquiry with great kindness, because we're just trying to do the best that we can. And all kinds of things will arise. And then when we notice, then we just bring kindness to it. Oh, honey, you're just doing the best you can. And with awareness is always the first step to transformation. In order to change anything, we have to be aware of it. So let's take this next couple moments just to pause and begin to notice your mind states and where they are located with your body. So I invite you now just to close your eyes and take several deep and slow breaths. Allow your body to relax and settle in, feeling the contact that your body is making with the chair you're sitting on. Noticing the breath flowing in and out. By coming home to the breath, we create a place of centering. With each exhalation, release stress and tensions held in the body-mind. Let yourself feel supported by the seat you are on and the earth beneath the place where you sit. And you can open your eyes. With intentionality, we can bring a shift and therefore a wise response from an open, kind heart. In flight, fight, or fear, we only react, usually not wisely. So I'm going to tell you a little story. It's a Buddhist tale called Calm in the Storm. And it goes like this. In Vietnam, there are many people called boat people who leave the country in small boats. Often the boats are caught in rough seas or storms, and the people may panic and boats may sink. But if even one person aboard can remain calm and lucid and centered, knowing what to do and what not to do, he or she can help that boat survive. His or her expression, the face, the voice, communicates clarity and calmness. And people have trust in that person. They'll listen to what he or she says. One such person can save the lives of many. You are that person. Our world is like a very small boat. Compared with the cosmos, our planet is a very small boat. And we're about to panic because our situation is not a whole lot better than the situation on the small boat in the sea. So, you are that person. Each of you is that person. We can be the calm, steady stillness that's required in times like this. We're all in a frightening experience, but we need people who can sit still and be able to smile, who can walk peacefully on this earth. We need people like that in order to transform our world. So, you are that person. This pandemic has shown a bright light on how uncertainty shows up in our lives. If we don't have tools to understand it and bring mindfulness to this state of not knowing, it can be tormenting. And it's okay to feel uncertain. It's realistic. But instead of getting rid of it and fighting it and not acknowledging that we even have it, can we change that into, this is just an unknown situation, and I'm going to ride the waves of that. Because suffering leads only to more suffering. It catches us in great turmoil. When we recognize suffering, it can perhaps lead to a movement towards awakening. You may notice anger arising in reaction to other people's behaviors. And Joseph Goldstein has said something very wise. He says, you can't take responsibility for other people's minds. You can only take control of your own. Truth. So, each time uncomfortable mind states arise, pause. Center with the breath, deep in the belly. Breathe slowly. Place your hand on your heart, bringing kindness and understanding to yourself. My prayer is to have a more loving world. So, whatever circumstances arise, may this serve to awaken the heart and mind. And may you be filled with wisdom. Namaste. And thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to listen to my thoughts. I wish you a day of ease.